Good morning, all. As expected, I slept like a fucking rock. Fell asleep long before the sun went down, and I don't really remember waking up at all throughout the night. Maybe once, if that, which is crazy. So I was definitely exhausted and definitely needed to sleep. Today we are shooting for a minimum of 17, but there's a really good campsite at 20.8, I think. So that's likely going to be where we end up. Temperature is perfect. I'm excited for another beautiful day of hiking. I'm going to eat one of these cookie things that I got for breakfast and get a move on. I'm already packed up, so just wait for the others and get the day started. This morning, Fireball was like, "So what about that drone last night?" And I was like, holy shit. Because I was like in and out of sleep. But like then I remembered this fucking drone going all around our tents before the sun went down. Like it was still light out. But like I was so tired, like I must have been like dozing in and out. And I just forgot about it. But yeah, these fuckers flying this drone across the street all around like the fucking front of our tents and shit. Yeah, kind of a shitty thing to do. Not only because, you know, who knows if they were filming inside our tents or whatever. I sleep with my tent doors open, so I know they got good shots of me. Hope they got my good side. It was just annoying too. Just that fucking buzz, like waking everyone up. Like, yeah, you idiots are out there like having your little party along the road. Meanwhile, we've been hiking for 12 hours, been up since 3 a.m. and you guys are gonna fly your stupid bug around the campsite. This climb out of here kind of sucks. There's that layer of clouds again. Pretty cool. Sketchy. It's all ice. Got the spikes on. Tell you what, this rocky bullshit is much worse than the snow. Like this stuff just gives way. I'm always fucking slipping on this stuff. Alright, we're headed down to this road down here. I hear some hooting and hollering, so I'm wondering if Chap's there already. He took the road from the campsite this morning. Once we hit this road, I believe we walk it for about 6 miles to avoid the endangered frog species that I was telling y'all about. So this is the road walk to save the frogs, which I'm cool with. Everybody hates road walking. I don't mind a little road walk here and there. This morning we found out that the next couple nights with wind chill, we're looking at between 15 and 19 degrees. So we about to get very cold at night. And there's chances for showers this afternoon as well. I think I can deal with the cold. I would rather not be wet when dealing with it. So maybe we'll just get lucky. I think it's low chances, but who knows? I lied, we're not at the road yet. That was a different one. We still have 0.9 to that road walk. So we just came out here behind whatever this building is. Up here is a bigger parking lot. I think there's bathrooms and things, sort of like where we camped last night. And we're just on this road for a few miles, saving the frogs. Speaking of, I had a thought the other day. I am somewhat of a hunter. I come from a family who hunted. I appreciate hunting and I support it. But I had a thought that like there are certain animals that are just too cute and cuddly for me to ever want to kill. And I know everyone has that line. But I was thinking, like, where's my line at? Like, what animals could I never kill under any circumstances just because of how cute they are? One, obviously cats, my favorite animal. Number two, ducks. And number three is frogs. I fucking love frogs. Now, don't get me wrong. I love me a frog leg, and I love me a roasted duck at a nice restaurant. And here we are for any of you YouTubers that think I'm just, oh, he's just walking the road because he doesn't want to do a big climb. No, here it is, the mountain yellow-legged frog. There's many terms we use in backpacking. One term would be yellow blazing. We call it yellow blazing because the road is blazed with yellow stripes. So when someone's skipping sections of trail or road walking or whatever, we'll call that yellow blazing. But we're okay in this situation. We're gonna have to. Everybody always concerned about the wildlife and the people on trail. To tell you what, this road walk, I've felt the most unsafe that I've felt this entire hike. Fucking dudes in their Mercedes and shit flying around these corners. It must be like a fun road to drive or something, because it sounds like it's a big spot for people with fast cars to just do fun shit, but it's not the funnest road to fucking walk on. If you're not from out here like myself, you may not know what this shit is. It's all around the trail. Not usually right on the trail, but very close to the trail. It's poodle dog brush, and if you touch it, it's supposed to make you break out pretty bad, so we try to avoid it. But half the time I'm not looking for it, so I don't even realize that I'm near it until someone points it out to me, and I've always had shorts on, so I don't know. Knock on wood, hasn't caused me too many problems yet. Back on trail after a nice road walk. Almost walked right past it, ladies and gents. 400 miles down.
Congratulations on 400.
400!
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Camp Glenwood. This is where we were having a lunch. Cabin's all locked up. They've got firewood back there, toilet it looks like. Bunch of picnic areas. I think there's a faucet down there also. Had a nice lunch back there at the camp. It was really windy though. We're starting to get some decent wind gusts coming through. And that's the issue with the next couple nights. We sort of have to watch where we camp, because the original campsite that we were planning for today is at pretty high elevation. And we don't want to be up there tonight with, they're saying like 50 miles per hour gusts. So we're trying to stay a little lower. But that changes our mileage for the day. So there's a campsite that's like 6 point something from where we had lunch. We're all going to meet there, kind of see how we're feeling. We're already like 15 in for the day. So if we want to stay at that campsite, that'll be good because it's at lower elevation. But if we want to push farther, we would have to plan to get up and over the entire next peak, which would make for like a huge day, like high 20s or something like that. I don't think any of us are going to quite feel like doing that. But we are a little behind schedule food wise, because of all the snow and shit yesterday. So I don't know. I know I could stretch my food as far as I needed to, but I also know that I'm going to be a little hungry. It's hard getting the food right. I mean, I still struggle with it even after the AT and all the other hiking I've done. I just still can't quite get it right. I feel like hiker hunger is already set in. I'm never satisfied. I'm always still hungry. So we carried 4 to 5 days worth of food out of Wrightwood, and I thought I was going to have, I thought I was going to be perfect and have just enough, but my snacks are damn near gone, and that jar of peanut butter is almost gone. So just a little less than probably what I actually need. And when I say what I need, I mean what I need to like not be starving, because I have no idea what I actually need, to like maintain body weight when doing these hikes. It's pretty much just known that, the men who do these hikes just come out of them looking like skeletons, like that we've been starving for months, which essentially we are. Females oftentimes gain weight because they're just packing on muscle and getting tone and everything. Meanwhile, I'm just losing muscle. Like, I remember after the AT, I just had no upper body strength. Like, going back to work, like going up and down ladders and like even just carrying my tool bags and stuff, like it was just such a difference. So yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm never going to carry enough food, but I'd like to get better about not having to ration as much and just like being more aware of what I need to not feel like I'm starving. All right, I just branched right off of the PCT. This is a little side trail that's supposed to take us to our camp for the night. Roadrunner pushed ahead. She's getting a little low on food, so she was going to try to push over this next mountain. The other 3 of us just aren't really feeling it. I mean, this is still like a 20-mile day somewhere in there, so it's still a pretty good day. The temp's dropping, it's getting chilly, and it's looking like it's definitely going to rain. It's not supposed to start until later tonight, and it's supposed to die out by the time we wake up tomorrow, which is awesome, but definitely sounds like some rain overnight. I don't want to get caught hiking in a cold rain at high elevation by pushing another 10 miles or whatever Roadrunner's doing. So this looks like a nice site. Alright, so we walked a little farther. That must have been like an overflow camping where I was just at. This is the actual campsite. We just walked farther back. Sulphur Springs. We got privies here. And a whole bunch of picnic areas with tent sites all along. There's some people here already, but it does look like a nice spot. Wind protected too. Just got the tent set up. I'll tell you what has been nice is having the ice axe. Just for this reason. I can use it to pull out that second tie out there. See, if you tie these out straight to the ground, it doesn't really do much for you except better like protection from the wind. But when you have it go up and down or straight out and down, it gives you more headroom and foot room. So like I always use my trekking pole on one side, so it kind of pulls it up, so that gives me a little more headroom inside, and it makes a huge difference. But if I don't have an ice axe or like a good stick or something, then it doesn't really, I don't really get that extra room, because my second trekking pole is what sets up the tent, obviously.
Around, I mean, you could still cause a big fire in the end.
I'm like terrified of fires. Of causing one.
All right, just had dinner. Definitely getting low on snacks. Might have a hungry couple days. Worst comes to worst, I could pop into Acton, grab some more food, and then pop back out, but I think I'll be all right. The wind here isn't too bad, which I saw in the far out comments earlier. That's part of the reason that we picked this campsite, was because people said it was pretty wind protected. Skies are once again blue. We are still supposed to get rain, but we don't have those rain clouds right up above us anymore, so that's good. A gentleman in the tent site over has a fire going, so I think we might go join him for a little bit.
It's just so loose and like this. It's like loose scree. And
All right, everyone. I am hunkered down in the tent, ready for the rain if it should choose to come. Just hung out by the fire up there with another hiker named Ben. Funny enough, he actually went to Franklin and Marshall, which is a college very close to where I'm from. So, small world, nice guy. Hope to see him again. Tomorrow we are planning to hike about 21 miles to another really nice campsite. I think it's one that we may have to pay a couple bucks to stay there or whatever, but they've got all the, the toilets and all that kind of thing. It's like in a more established campsite. Not sure where Roadrunner ended up or if she's going to meet back up tomorrow. No one's had service for the last few days. I think tomorrow when we make this next peak, we should have some bars, but other than that, not too sure. So hope to see her soon as well. I appreciate y'all watching as always. Jason O, I know you're following along. You're always liking up all my shit. I appreciate that, and for that, I love you, sir. Good night. I will see you in the morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's about 6 on the dot. Just waking up. We did indeed get some rain last night. It wasn't anything crazy, but it was, a light drizzle all through the night. Everything managed to stay pretty dry. There was one point throughout the night where I woke up and with these bathtub floors, say you move through the night or the wind blows a certain way, this kind of like flips over like that, then water will come into the floor. So that did happen at one point. I had a little bit of water here. It wasn't anything serious, but I just had to wipe it out, and didn't have any other problems other than that. Did pretty well with the cold also. Again, I think that the campsite that we picked was pretty protected from the wind, and I think that was the key. So I'm happy that we stayed here. I'm gonna get breakfast going. I haven't looked outside the tent yet, so I don't know how far along the others are. And we're looking at around 21 miles for the day. So we got a big day ahead of us. Pit toilets aren't that bad. There's no lock. The door just kind of hangs open, but that's okay. There's sort of an art to using a pit toilet and different rules that one should follow. Rule number 1, don't look down. Don't peer into the hole unless you're prepared for what you may find. Rule number 2, don't look around you. So once you start looking around you, you start seeing all the spiders and all the crazy shit that lives in the pit toilet. Rule number 3, as you're approaching a pit toilet or a pretty, sort of call out, hey, is anyone up there? Because situations like this where the door doesn't lock, or sometimes there's no door at all, you don't want to frighten someone. And rule number 4, wipe off the fucking seat, you pigs. Been a nice leisurely stroll so far this morning. It's still fairly cold out, even though I'm sure it doesn't appear to be that way. Chap didn't have as much luck as Fireball and I in the rain. I think what I showed you with the netting when it kind of flips inside, I think that's what happened to him, and he ended up with a puddle of water in the bottom of his tent. So that's kind of shitty. At least it seems to be a sunny day and he can dry his shit out at lunch. We're making our way to a spring. It's probably only about a mile away from us now. But that'll be our first little stop, I think. Need to fill up. I stopped and got my water back there. Chopping Fireball or somewhere a little while ahead. I made a few phone calls back there and whatnot. The next source looks like it's actually at a fire station. Like they have a faucet out back that they let the hikers use. So that's what I'm going to plan on, unless I find something better in the next, 5 to 10 miles. There are a couple special shout outs that I have to give for some folks who have given me some trail magic from afar, if you will, over the last week or so. Paula, Jim, and Bethany, you guys hooked it up. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. I am in awe of the generosity of folks like you, so thank you very much. I also want to give a special shout out to my buddy Trevor. You are always going above and beyond in this friendship, and I appreciate you so much, dude. I miss you, and I hope all is well back home. Also to my dad, thank you. I love and miss you as well. That's a crazy view. Hope it gets a little better up here. I had a brief interaction the other day that made me want to share this little piece of info. And this wasn't a bad interaction or anything. It was fine. It was just I met this other hiker, and he stuck his hand out and we shook hands like a normal handshake, like two men typically do. But it felt very awkward. And the reason is because hikers, backpackers, they don't shake hands. They do the fist bump thing. And the reason we do that is because, truthfully, we're pretty fucking dirty out here. I'll speak for the men, and I'll generalize here because I'm sure there are some cleaner folks who may do it differently, but the majority of male hikers out here, we're not washing our hands after we go number one. After we go number two, we're probably using hand sanitizer, and that's it. I do carry some biodegradable soap with me, but that is more for emergency situations. I'll let you use your imagination on what that could include. But between towns, most hikers really aren't washing their hands. So that's why we do the fist bump when we greet each other. So if you're out hiking or backpacking, you meet someone and the person sticks out their fist, they're not trying to be hip and they're not trying to be weird or anything. That's just common courtesy out here. The more you know. I just had a southbound hiker tell me that there's trail magic down here at the parking lot. So this is about to be my fastest mile on the PCT. I thought that I was only a mile from the parking lot, but I'm actually about 2.5. So I'm just gonna run it. Something you can't do on the AT very often. I think I see it. I see the magic. We're here at the Trail Magic. Gentleman over there, his name is Patrick. He's doing chili dogs. And then there's another woman over here named Valentina. She's got some sandwiches and beer and soda and snacks. Fireball. I'm trying
Go
oranges.
down here the road,
Yeah.
past the fire station, and you'll get to Highway 2.
Yeah.
And then you cross.
That's how I came up.
That's
I
the same
was
way.
like, oh,
You
it
can
must
just
be
cross
up
it.
there.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the first.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, yeah. Morning.
All right, wrapped up with wonderful trail magic from Valentina and Patrick. Thank you to both of you if you see this. That was the best trail magic experience I've had thus far on the PCT. And it was on a day where it was very much needed. We're all pretty cold. Had a cold night, wet night. But that's how the trail provides, it seems. So we had our lunch, we hung out for a little while. We're making our way down trail now. Planning to do hopefully somewhere around another 10. We're already 12 in for the day. So another 10 more would be really awesome. Just loaded up with about 4.5 liters of water. We're making our way down this mountain. After that is another climb up a different mountain. There's a campsite up there, but we don't really need to go that far if we find something else. So anything that we find from this point forward, I think we're just going to take. We're already like 19 in for the day. It's about 5 o'clock. Typically we know where we're camping for the night, and as you're making your way to the campsite you would say, oh, that looks like a good place we could camp, that looks like a good place we could camp, and there's campsites everywhere. And then on days like today, when you really want to find one, there's nothing. We're probably about 1.5 miles or so from that campsite that I talked about earlier. We haven't found anything coming up here, so we're just gonna have to hit that one. It's gonna be like a 24-25 mile day. Crazy.
Well, we've been looking for camp spots for the last 5 miles, but there hasn't been anything. See why?
We're making our way down from the peak. Should be about 0.8 to the campsite. I can't wait to get there because my dogs are barking.
Like the highest my back was ever.
All right, everyone, I'm gonna shut it down for the day. Biggest day yet. It was like a 24-mile day, and with that long trail magic, that's pretty crazy that we still got that done. I think we're all pretty sore and really hungry, so I'm gonna go get dinner started and just go to bed. So there's a bunch of people here. I'm not gonna do a whole lot more talking, so I'll just say good night now. Tomorrow's plan is to make it to this road crossing where we can go into Acton and hopefully stay at this bar. It's called the 49ers Saloon, I think. Similar deal to the Joshua Inn. It sounds like they cater to hikers, let you camp in the backyard and all that. So that's what we're gonna try to do tomorrow night. So it should be a fun night. I think it's only like 14 or 15 from here, so it shouldn't be too bad of a day. Anyways, we'll catch up in the morning. John and Bree, love you guys. Miss you guys. Got to get together when I get back. Good night. See you tomorrow.